Hi, my name is Carter Bornberg, and today I'll be teaching you how to AP. So, some things we'll go over are studying strategies, reading strategies, Mr. Bremer's retake option, in-class behavior, vocabulary, tests, homework, the final AP test, and college credit. So why exactly is AP different from other classes? AP classes have more curriculum than regular classes. This means that there's going to be more studying, more homework, and obviously the tests are going to be a little bit harder. The pace in this class is faster because more curriculum has to be covered in the same amount of time. When we talk about behavior in an AP class, think about one thing. Is there a difference between high school students and college students in maturity? Yes, there is. So don't treat this class like any other high school class that you can just goof around and talk. Yes, Mr. Bremer makes this class awesome, but that doesn't mean you should be disrespectful. Just don't do dumb stuff, alright? I cannot stress how important reading is in this class. Not only does it provide you with everything that's going to be on the test, it gives you a better understanding of everything surrounding the vocabulary. In addition to this, tests aren't only based on vocabulary anyway. A lot of them are going to have questions regarding regions, where things are, why they're there, not just things that are going to be based off words. Now that we've talked about how important reading is, we're going to discuss some strategies. Now this first tip isn't exactly something that's a strategy, but it's to read with every chapter. You can't take a chapter 9 test if you haven't already read chapters 7, 8, and 9. Tip number 2 is to always ensure you remember what you're reading. You may not like reading a certain chapter in the book, but if you find yourself skimming over the words and not remembering what you're reading, it's important to go back and make sure that you're going to memorize what you're reading. My final tip is to take notes wherever possible, not only when Mr. Bremer talks in class, but also when you're reading on your own time. Studies show that writing and repetition will help you memorize things quicker, and it's a very efficient way of getting studying done. When it comes to the tests, they're obviously going to be tougher than you're used to, but remember, that's the reason this class has a curve. This means that even with lower scores on tests and homework, you can still do better in the class. Should you ever do poorly on a test to the point that it needs to be retaken, remember the fact that Mr. Bremer has a special rule about retakes. Any retake you choose, you can receive up to a B in credit. So theoretically, you can take the same test 25,000 times and still achieve a B on the test. As Mr. Bremer says, there is no good reason you should have under a B in AP Huge. The end goal in any AP test is obviously getting college credit. In order to qualify for this college credit, you must pass a test given to you by the school at the end of the year. The amount of college credit you'll receive is on a scale. A 1 or a 2 means you didn't pass and you will not get college credit. A 3 is adequate and you will receive some college credit. A 4 is even more credit, and a 5 is the maximum amount of credit you can get. Because the test costs money and there is so much effort and studying you'll put into it, it can be very intimidating to take the test. Getting a 1 or a 2 and letting all of your hard work go to waste is a very stressful thought, but sometimes stress can be good. If this stress can motivate you into studying for the test, it'll help you do better. Just remember, you've got all year to study for this test, and Mr. Bremer is always there to help. He's a great teacher. In conclusion, I hope you take some of these tips and tricks and use them to do better in your future AP classes. Thank you for watching.